Would you consider a day that you don't stab your gums when you're brushing your teeth pretty good?
Yeah.
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 When is the last time that you put your underwear on backwards, but then didn't realize it until maybe later on when you were in a inappropriate place? You just dropped your stuff. That question was so weird. You just dropped what was in your hand. Have you done that recently that you would remember?
I have absolutely never done that.
I did that like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and because I was going into the restroom and I realized, oh no, there is the wrong direction, so there is nowhere for me to do my duties as normal.
Not to get too lewd, but it's kind of hard for the kind of underwear that I wear to put them on backwards because, you know...
See, it'd be worse, though.
I guess.
Because you'd have to really be out of it.
Yeah, it'd be like a really weird, like, thong situation with, like, a big pocket in the front.
I've known somebody who's worn one of those backwards.
Would you say that a lot of the clothes, a lot of the pants that you wear have pockets or good pockets?
No.
Right. So therefore, you've created a pocket.
I like how I answered for you on that one. I was like, no. I can already tell you the answer's no.
My favorite pair of pants, my best friend got them for me at the thrift store the first time we met.
They have pockets.
No, actually,
I thought that was why they would be your favorite. Okay.
They're my favorite because my best friend got them for me, and they're
Right.
super soft and super cozy, and like it was literally the first time we ever met in person.
Yep.
But yeah, they have two
That's not
zippers where normal pockets should be.
Yep.
And the zippers don't even unzip.
So they're fake zippers.
Yeah.
So not only do you get fake pockets, you get fake zippers.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Wouldn't
you just push the little blue stopwatch?
That's a stopwatch,
button?
though, but it doesn't have the alarm on it.
Would you
Why
rather
wouldn't they
be able to
alarm?
control animals but
Did you
not
write these
humans
down?
with your mind, or control electronics with your mind?
Restate the question.
Control animals with your mind but not humans,
Uh-huh.
or control electronics with your mind?
Electronics, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't want
Why?
control over a sentient being.
Oh yeah.
That seems morally ambiguous.
I mean, Aquaman that's probably true. He probably sent a lot of fish to their death.
Yeah. I mean, he also isn't
Does
his
he have
more
control
like
over whales?
persuasion? Yes, he does. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
over
images of him
all,
like standing on orcas and stuff.
Yeah, on all marine life.
But I think it's more he doesn't control them. He communicates with them and he's like, "Hey, the ocean's in danger, bro."
So he manipulates
6,
them.
5.
He's manipulative.
4,
Yes.
3, 2,
Oh my God.
1.
Wow. Okay.
There's not a volume button.
Welcome to the roasto.
Hey!
Anyways, so would you rather have an easy job working for someone else or work for yourself but work incredibly hard?
Work for myself, but work incredibly hard.
Okay.
That is literally my everyday.
Okay, so you live it.
Yeah.
Yes,
You live it.
Yeah,
We-
we're
we-
actually considering moving our business to just being under my name.
Because we have like a split partnership right now.
Yeah, and because
I thought you were going to say we have a split personality right now. I was going to be like,
we're actually
Well, Darkosto, I have to tell you.
I was like, hey, am I in like this weird thing where you are one person and I just like
I am we,
crazy.
and we are you, and we are all together.
I am crazy, and there are really just one of you. Whoa. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home?
Sailboat.
RV
Yeah?
probably, just because sailboats you can't really like walk away from it.
Right, that's true. You're kind of out there. I would like a sailboat. I want to. You know what I want to do? I want to. My dream, other than getting that last Harry Potter lamp, is
You weren't here for that either.
is I want to get on a sailboat, a decent enough one that has a cabin that you can live in. And did you just roll your eyes at me?
No.
I swear to God, you rolled your eyes
No,
at me.
I looked at-
He
I looked-
rolled his
This
eyes.
is totally one of his dreams.
No,
that I said no to.
No, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, going, yeah, I've had this exact same thought, and I'm like,
His expression went from like listening to like he felt like he was like, oh no, it's okay.
no, because I'm sitting here like, no, I've put actually in the time for this, and I know a place close by you can get one.
I know, I was just giving you a hard time. Wow, that was really good. It was like snap right there. Anyways, I want to get. I'm sorry, I was
You're
just
good,
screwing
you're
with you. I wanted to get a big enough sailboat. I just want to go live on a sailboat.
Yeah, I might be able to make that happen.
Wow,
Yeah, I know a place where you can get one that's close by.
will you make my wish come true?
The way you said that makes it sound like you have like ownership of some business that sells these ships.
Well, with every business that seems to use my name, I can't go by like without Jack's Plumbing or
Oh, wait. No, darn, are you out? I was
Yeah.
going to say, everybody be quiet.
I was gonna pour my coffee and make coffee noises. It's okay. How much cat hair do you have? You probably don't have any cat hair. I've got cat hair on this windscreen on my microphone.
That's kind of apt given what the film community calls those.
It makes me so sad. I thought there was just the fuzzy ones.
That's what I thought too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
What's the name of them again? I know what you're talking about. I can't think
They
of the
call them
name.
dead cats.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But not these-
The wind socks are called dead cats.
Wind
Yeah.
so- yeah.
It's dumb. I don't know why we call them that in the film community. I don't typically. I just like, oh, give me a windscreen, or a windsock.
It's sad.
It is sad. But
Well,
There's
but most
more
of those.
hair in my coffee.
But,
okay. I have to say, The Inevitable Grey has been having like just the worst time with coffee today.
What the frick frack?
We get the coffee. Our barista at the place that we go to like just comes up and is like, "Hey, I knows our order now." Like really
Yeah.
She's
sweet.
so cute. She's so excited. I think she's like 19 tops.
Yeah,
Right.
but very sweet. Like gets our order, like, and we're like, yeah, no, that's awesome. We pay, we get our coffee, and then immediately it like starts to bubble out of the Inevitable Grey's like lid.
Uh-oh.
And
It was like leaking out of places that it should logically not have been leaking out of.
like
Whoa.
it had like microscopic holes or something in the side of the cup, and just like every like little bump or every turn, all I hear is, "Damn it!"
It hurt.
Well, it's
It
hot.
was so
Yeah.
hot. No, I think she was trying to be nice and she like way overfilled it.
Oh,
Like to the brim.
right.
But
Just
they
like
don't work that
excitement.
way.
Young people excitement. What does
Yeah.
that feel like, you think? Have you lost that?
Yes.
I've lost that.
I've lost that.
I have to do it with caffeine and sugar and and probably some kind of over-the-counter drugs
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah. No, I
I want to sleep all day.
Right? Yesterday I was like I like all day I'm just like, man, I'm like 2 seconds from falling asleep. Like the power went out in the building, which sucks. And I was like in the middle of like editing, but I'm almost kind of glad that it went out because my chair is so comfortable in the office that I'm sitting there going like, oh man, I could fall asleep. This isn't like stimulating editing. I'm just like I got to get this done kind of thing. And it's like I've seen all this footage 1,000 times, and then I'm just like, and all of a sudden, boom! Like it
Made that noise?
Yeah, like
Whoa.
everything. It was like a bass drop, and then you hear beep beep from all the,
UPS,
UPS.
yeah.
That's gonna sound so nice in the recording.
You sound like you're making a dubstep song. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You know, at the height of dubstep, they were actually selling music programs specifically meant to just make dubstep. It was just a bunch of sound fonts and stuff put into one little package, but it was the same price as an actual, like, legitimate music program.
Right.
Or-
And it was just dubstep.
Yeah,
you
it
could
was
do it on
literally
like
just
apps
little-
and stuff, your phone, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just that.
But it was
Other
like
ones are like
$400.
what?
Yeah, $400.
Some are like, you can do rock and pop and electronic and all this for $400. And you're like, this one's, you can do dubstep.
This one just goes bub 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 bub.
It's insane. And there were like different versions of the program you can get. So like some were like drum and bass.
Yep.
And then it was like legitimate like dubstep and yada yada. It was ridiculous.
That's a lot of money for just, because a lot of them you can get
I just
a
get
lot of different stuff.
I'd just get a looper pedal at that point, and like
That's basically all the programs were.
Yeah.
Just just in a little
and then you
yucky
could
program.
you could record your own sounds, loop them over, and
I want
record
to.
it.
I have the software to do that, but I definitely want to
Yeah.
do that as like a fun project because it's easy. Dubstep is just like you have a sound. It's like either or like a little like old film sound, and then you have the.
It's like a sample.
Bum, 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 brrrr. That's just Now it's spinning everywhere, and it's just like that.
I was just waiting for the feels good to come in on that.
Oh, then you can play Busted makes me feel good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to crank Skrillex in my car.
Nice. Yeah.
And then now I think about it, people like hate on Skrillex a lot. I'm not really sure why.
Because he's bro step
Oh.
instead of dubstep.
Is that what it is?
He sold out. He was mainstream.
Yeah.
But you have to sell out.
I know.
Money's great. It smells good.
It does not smell good.
Depending on whose perfume you smelled
I
on
like
it.
money. I like money. Although I don't know if I got $1 billion, I might say cool
I had
then.
$1 billion.
I might say cool then. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. As long as I had enough money to just do some of the stuff I wanted to do.
Okay, I'll give
I
you
don't
that,
want to
yeah.
have like money in the bank that I hold on to. I don't know if I want Jeff Bezos money.
No, I don't want. Nobody should have.
There's
Jeff
a lot of
Bezos
responsibility.
Money. Yeah,
If I did have that money, I would be doing stuff with it.
Right.
Like I'd be
See-
like, hey, go. Because the thing is that like Bill Gates, for example, can't just give money to somewhere because then they might not use it. So he has to like put in people to kind of oversee things so
Right.
it's properly done. Because you can't just like throw money somewhere. You have
Yeah.
to make sure that you do it from like this ground level.
Yeah, that's
kind of
why he has
thing.
the Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, people are like, "Hey, no, we're putting you in this position so you can take my money and do something."
Right,
with
but
it.
but you can't give him money to like another country or something like that. Like for example, you can't say like, oh, we want to have more women in higher positions or something like that.
Right.
Right. Like we want more representation, so we're gonna give a bunch of money to do that, and that doesn't really work out. So you have to like start from the ground up, and you have to have people that are like, okay, we need to actually change the societal.
Yeah, you gotta
norms
change the
from the
culture,
bottom,
yeah.
the culture, and then it works itself up, rather than just saying, here's $1 billion.
Right.
Right. So anyways, I forgot where this was going, but anyways, I would definitely don't want the money to make societal changes. Maybe I do. I don't know. I would like to like help others out,
yeah,
right? But then you have to get like a whole foundation because you have to do way more than just give money.
yeah.
right?
You
And
want to
then-
responsibly give money,
Right, but so anyways, I want enough money that I could just basically do what I want to do on a regular basis and not worry about it.
Yes, you want to be comfortable.
That would be cool.
Yeah. No, I get it. What were you gonna say? Inevitable Gray?
I don't remember.
I want a
Just-
sailboat.
You're a decent human being, and thus you make it much more complicated than many billionaires ever would.
Oh, I mean, I would feel. I know that not like billionaires don't have like billions of dollars sitting in the banks and they can just take out because they sit on it.
Yeah.
Like I know it works kind of like that. So, but anyways, I feel like I would try to be as helpful as possible. But it sounds like a lot of time and effort. So as long as right,
That's where I draw the line. I
Well-
can have the money, but the time and effort, nah.
if I got the money, I'd be like, okay, I got the money. That's my part. Now let's hire the people to deal with this, and
Right.
here you take the money, and then
Your
you,
board of directors,
you do it.
yeah.
Right.
I do feel like
And then
it's
I go have
easier
fun
than
on
you're
my
making
sailboat.
it out to be.
Probably, but I'm gonna go have. I want to be on my sailboat.
You wouldn't want to Bruce Wayne it and just be like, here, you guys run the company. I'm gonna go be Batman.
Right. Like, I mean, I guess I could do that, but that's a lot of work too. He's putting in like 18-hour days as Batman, right? And he's got to wear that suit. That's got to be hot.
Yeah.
Right?
But on a cold day, it's got to be really nice.
True. And it's like. it
Are
gets
you
to be
sure?
winter.
Because a lot of the time, like stuff like leather and suchness or whatever is like really, really hot when you're doing things and it's hot and such. Mm-hmm. But when it's cold, it bites through it really easily.
That's right. Well, he's got billionaire money. He could probably have the best leather that's also got like a fleece lining and then like auto cool technology and like he's got like a cooling system. Yeah,
He's got the auto personal air conditioner or heater system.
Right.
Right.
I mean, he's got like the Tony Stark filtration system in his suit.
See, Tony Stark did a good thing. He did a good job with his money.
Yeah.
He turned himself around.
He did.
I feel like I would want to do some like Elon Musk. People hate Elon Musk, but he does a lot of crazy things, or at least try to do certain things that seem to be helpful. Like Starlink seems to be good for people in the rural areas that don't have internet access.
Right.
Or like, and people will criticize a lot of these, but in a very very basic sense.
Yeah, no,
Internet
he's
for people who don't have it, but they can now get it. And then you have like battery powered cars, and all this kind of stuff. So it seemed like really good ideas and whatnot. I would love to do like things like that, like help out.
Right.
But I don't want to do them.
You want to be the idea guy. You come in and you go,
I'm like,
hey,
here's the money.
and here's the idea.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Right.
Do you know how many people wish that actual people with money would do that?
Probably everybody. I know a lot of people who don't like very rich people, and I can understand because like if you're in a position that they're rich and you would like them to help out, because you could say like, for example, if I had like $5 billion, I could probably be like, okay, what's a program like everybody should get like, I don't know, $1,000 a month? Well, here's the money for that. Everybody gets like this $1,000 a month. Right. Yeah, that might be helpful, or something like that. Or I'm gonna give, I'm gonna pay for like homeless shelters or something like that, or housing for the homeless. You can do all that and be helpful in that way.
Right.
Like I would definitely do that. But like I would definitely just want to go be on my sailboat.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I mean, the thing is like I think the reason people get angry with like with people who have like a bunch of money and like who, even if they do stuff, it's like you could be doing a lot more. Like it always feels like they're not doing enough.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I always see I see this too, and I'm conflicted.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should be or not. Somebody's like, so and so rich person who has $10 billion gave $1 million to this society,
right?
And then everybody's like, that's like $20 from me, or $5 if I give it. And I'm like, yeah, or they could just not give anything to.
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, like you gotta accept the fact that you gotta look at the positive. They're giving something,
right, which
they don't have to do. I mean, just because you have money doesn't mean that.
I think the point though is that they is that some people feel like there's a much more societal responsibility, so that if you do have and you are well off enough that it's something like I feel like I would want to give back to society or help out because I do have the means to. Like right now I don't necessarily have those means outside of like a few things, like one or two people. But if I had the reach to affect thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people, I would try and do that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I get it.
In a way that I could.
I think that's the reason why people with your mindset don't get rich.
Because you're just giving it away.
Yeah. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think that there are probably plenty of people like that. Like
some people just want to accumulate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they want to do. See, I don't necessarily feel like I ever want to have my name on anything either. Like,
yeah, that seems weird. Like I don't.
Which is
I don't,
funny because your whole career is based on your persona.
Well, there's a different thing because at one point, when one side you have to recognize that you do have to market that.
Yeah, you have to market yourself and your brand.
You can't do it, but then on the other hand, you have to take those opportunities when you can,
right?
And say I don't really necessarily want the credit, as long as I know that I am helping.
Right.
Like I had a situation that I helped somebody out like that, but I was like I'm totally anonymous.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, that's so nice. I'm like, no, I just don't want the responsibility, or I don't want somebody like coming in and trying to like think they need to get me something. I'm like, it's fine. I know deep down that I help somebody out. That's cool for me. I don't need a brick on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't need a plaque with my name on it. It's just, hey, no, I'm helping you because I can. Right. And I don't expect anything back. And that's
this is a thing that also I can't remember if it's like Freakonomics or something like that. But there's this whole thing with people aren't necessarily altruistic. They're more so wanting their name to be on a thing. That's why they give. A lot of people. They want their name on that brick. They're not doing it because they believe in the cause.
They just want the recognition.
They want the recognition.
That's weird.
This is a thing. It's I guess so. Maybe I don't know. But it's this need to be like elevated or included.
Or remembered.
It makes sense psychologically speaking because our society is all about making you feel like you don't exist.
Yeah. So then when you are then elevated up, you feel better about yourself. So somebody walks by and they're like, "Oh, I saw your name there," and you're like, and you feel good about yourself. But it's the same thing. We've talked about the Prius thing.
I don't think we've talked about not on the show. At least.
You know why Prius was really popular, or at least this was looked at.
Right.
The Prius this is like every time I tell this, it's like older and older, so it's becoming less and less relevant. But back when the Prius came out, I have to come up with a new story.
Grandpa. I remember those Priuses driving around at 30 miles an hour.
Isn't it? It's Priuses.
Priuses.
I don't know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, it's like I don't know. What's the plural of moose? Meese?
Yes. So the Prius, when it came out, was the
So
hybrid
direct.
car.
Yeah.
There was others. There was a Honda Civic and whatnot around the same time.
Sure.
But what was the difference between the Prius and the Honda Civic hybrid? Do you know?
No.
The Honda Civic didn't have a unique body type. The Prius did. So you could see a Prius from far away and know that's a Prius. You didn't know the Civic was a Civic hybrid or a regular Civic.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So people would buy a Prius because they were seen to be saving the world, but not necessarily caring that they saved the world. So you have this look like you are.
Huh. That reminds me of something that my psychology teacher. This is years ago now. I took a basic psych class when I was in tech school, and he said there's a thing that we do, like say you want to lose weight, right? But I have to go to McDonald's or whatever because it's fast, it's cheap, it's whatever. But you're trying to eat responsibly, right?
The thought I have to go to McDonald's has never gone through my mind. But okay, anyways. Sorry.
Well, I mean, because
you stood up, I want to stand up too.
Okay. So think about yes. The only one not standing now is the Inevitable Grey, but they're doodling too, so that works.
Peer pressure doesn't work on me. Thank you very much.
That's true. There's this thing where we're going to McDonald's. We know it's not healthy, but they have healthier options now. Like they offer salads and stuff like that. It's not just burgers and fries.
Healthier than what they already offer, but still probably pretty low, I would assume, on the healthy scale.
Right, but
Okay.
it's healthier than the other options at there that you could get. Like let's say you had to eat at McDonald's, right? For some reason, you're just like that's. While you're in line, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna get the salad, the chicken salad or whatever like that." And as you move up the line, you're thinking, "Oh, this is a good thing. I'm making the right choice."
Yep.
But then when you get there, you're like, "Well, I was gonna make the right choice, so I could treat myself. I'll have a Big Mac instead."
Wow, that's
a thing that people that we
changed
yeah
so fast in the line at McDonald's.
Yeah,
wow.
it's a thing that they've studied and people do. It's like just the thought of doing the right thing makes us feel like we need a reward for sometimes. And we can reward ourselves by having that little cheat day of like...
I want to live my life with that. How little do you think I would ever do if I just was like, oh, I thought about the right thing. I'm going to now do the wrong thing. And people are like, they catch me, the cop pulls you over, and they're like, hey, why were you going so fast? I thought about going the speed limit, and that was good enough for me.
Yeah,
And he's like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God.
I love these hand gestures.
Yes.
Are we still recording?
Yes, you see the blinking red light means we were recording.
Okay.
Cool. I know. The back of the GoPro that we're filming on turns off the screen to save battery so it can go longer. And so I checked it before we started and I was like, oh my God, did it stop? Did it stop? And then I looked and I was like, oh.
I could turn off parts of my body to go longer.
Well, you
That
can.
sounds like it might be lewd, but that's not what I meant. I meant like
Is
just
this the
living.
lewd
Why is
episode?
everything so lewd
I
today?
meant like moving around and doing things.
Yeah.
I felt like did you ever watch
That's going to be fun
what
to
was
edit.
that movie where the kids went to fat camp? Heavyweights.
Yes, we've talked about heavyweights
remember
before.
Lars when he's on that thing and he's going back and forth on that switch thing?
Oh, yeah.
I felt like him when he's doing that and the kids are falling off.
Yeah.
I feel so skinny, Tony.
Oh, yeah. We found out, by the way, this last Saturday, for anybody who didn't get a chance to tune in, apparently
Me. I'm the worst.
my accent is more Swedish than
That's what people in
Yeah.
my
in your chat were
said,
saying. Yeah. Which, by the way, can we talk about the fact that we're not good at making shirts?
We don't need to be.
Oh, yeah?
It's not about the shirt.
Excuse you. Today, we're going to be filming something that should be proof that at least one of us
Oh, no. I don't
okay
mean
at
you.
shirt crafting.
You are bad at shirts. I'm talking about Darkosto and I. We are
Listen,
bad at making shirts.
It's not about the end product. It's the entertainment while we're doing it.
Sure.
You say, but
for
you're,
this one.
But you're not the person who has to wear the shirt.
I don't think he's ever gonna wear it. Or do we know if Elapsed is?
They may wear it, but honestly, they're probably gonna. I mean, if they can probably wear it without ruining it. Just gotta be careful. But by now, it's probably all stuck and good on there, right? Like we would still.
Did
you ruin it?
No, I went in to check on it, and I was like, "Oh man, did you guys finally get this to work?" Because I didn't get to see the last half of the stream.
Yep.
I walked up to her like, "Oh, that's so cool," and I touched one of the things, and it wiggled, and I was like, "Oh."
It's one of the strips, like
the strips I gotta redo. But you could
I
probably
suggested that
maybe
you put
wear
the
it.
glue under it.
Yeah,
The patches seem like
take
that,
a
though.
picture and then that's it.
Yeah,
but
frame it.
Or frame it. But I think that the value of the entire process was in my opinion more valuable than any shirt could be. This shirt is literally the cherry on top.
Yeah. Well, and Elapsed did say to just roll with it and whatever our hearts desired, and we apparently
I desire a lot.
Yeah, we desired quite a lot of weird things.
There is, however, a professionally done shirt that is basically this but printed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you saw the latest one.
No, I saw the one that they put in chat though.
Right.
Which didn't Michael do that one?
Yep.
Oh, well, thank you, Michael. That was very cool of you. Also, I love the fact that your chat just was like, "Hey, we're gonna buy a domain for a website that says like Darkosto, please wake up," because there's this whole thing that he's in a coma has been the running joke.
I'm not a coma.
And like they dropped it in chat and we like copy and pasted it over into like a web browser while we were live, and it just auto links to his stream.
Yep.
And I love that. Your chat is fantastic.
I need a wiki for my stream that has all the lore and all the memes that are associated with us. There's that's how much goes on a regular basis.
That's for somebody out there to do.
That
I
is
love it.
absolutely something I would spend my late nights looking at.
Oh, I love
Aw.
it. That's so cute.
On the back, by the way, this is I'm showing them the professionally done shirt, but on the back, also by the way, I don't know if you noticed. So there was we put those little glitter strips across, right?
Yeah.
These horizontal strips. The strip on this professionally made shirt is also crooked. I don't know if you know the letters. The letters are also not equally spaced out.
Right.
And on the back, there's a pizza with the narwhal.
Yes.
So it's the shirt, but a professionally made shirt.
That looks like our unprofessionally made.
I would wear that.
Yeah.
I'm going to order this shirt and wear it.
Nice.
And we should put the link to it. We're going to put the link to it if
We'll
anybody
put
wants
it in
to
the
buy
description. Yeah.
But also, I think that the shirt that we made, not necessarily the greatest product, but the shirt that was made from it
Oh, it's amazing.
is amazing.
Yeah,
So we are good idea people,
Yeah.
but we're not great refinement people.
No, there's a reason it takes me a couple hours to do a drawing, not just like I'm gonna.
I like how I'm speaking for us.
Yes. As you wiggle,
Yes, I like to move.
it's okay.
I like to move.
Movement's fun.
When I'm on the phone,
Yeah.
I'm going lefty first. Always lefty. You
Always
can't go
lefty.
righty. It feels weird.
I go righty first, so it's weird.
Do you switch up? You
I
switch
switch
hitter?
up too, though. Yeah.
You're a switch hitter?
Yeah. Like
Weird.
I start righty, and then I'm just like, you know what? And then I'll switch lefty real quick because it feels more natural. And then especially the longer the conversation goes on, the more I switch. I'm like,
I've never heard of any switch hitters.
really?
Really? I've only ever heard of the dominant side of the phone. I'm going lefty all the time. If I go righty, I feel weird, and I think about it, and it consumes me.
Oh.
That I don't feel like I can speak to the person anymore. So I have to then go back lefty.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like I wouldn't know if I was a righty or lefty phone person if not for the fact that recently I made my own earring, which
Right.
has this big bumbly bee on it.
Yeah.
And it's super
There's
huge.
the brrr on the
yeah.
phone.
And every time I'm on the phone, I'm like, damn it.
So you are lefty because of the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you primarily go lefty? Like, do you change up? Are you switch hitter?
No, not really.
Okay.
I just kind of.
So you're the weird one.
I am the weird
Well,
one.
I'm a very anxious person, thus my doodling
There's
while
no
we
way.
do our.
I don't
yeah,
believe you.
really? Yeah. Wow. I guess I did a good job of hiding it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think everyone in this room is anxious in some sort.
I was in my doctor's office yesterday, and I was, not to cut your story off,
No,
but
you're
this
good.
reminds me, is that we were talking about my heart rate and all that because they always take it in the beginning.
Right.
And I was like, oh, how is it compared to the last time and she goes, oh, it's about the same. And she said, this is normally a little bit higher, but I try to impress on her that I'm extremely introverted and I feel like I don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
So she like now gets it. So she understands that I'm probably a little bit more
Nervous,
higher and
yeah.
nervous. So that's why some of my things may be higher. Though as it goes on, they do drop down.
Right.
You know, and because when I first get in, I'm very concerned about the things I may say that are dumb. And also, it concerns me when I wear a mask because I feel like the bottom part of my face is very crucial to my personality. And I can't show it, so I have to do it with my eyes. And I'm like, when I try to smile, I try to do like an eye smile, and it never comes off. I had somebody look at me weird, like I was trying to smile. I was like, and I'm like smiling underneath my mask, and I'm like, and they're probably like, what is wrong with this person? Are they high?
See, that's the great thing about having rounded cheeks like mine is that that when I smile,
Yeah,
like
you're
I
like
get
a
an
jolly
eye smile.
little jelly bean. It's so cute.
I am a jolly jelly bean.
What if we had masks that were effective but clear?
I mean, I think they do. They're like those little visor masks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a shield.
Yeah, it's a shield. I don't know if you should just wear one of those.
I don't
though.
think that those are totally effective because
Right.
you've still got a lot of open area.
It looked like you were about to go neck chub because of the motion you were doing.
What about if I put a face on there and it kind of moved with my face?
They do have those. Yeah.
But then does it move with my face so I can like simulate a smile? It would be real weird.
I know they make.
Spider-Man's
I wish I had my
eyes,
phone.
but from my mouth.
I wish I had my phone. There are these really cool masks that are inspired by Japanese oni masks, and they're half-face masks, but they have a separated mandible.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I could get one of these, and it would cover my nose and stuff. Put a real mask under it, so
Yep.
it's still effective. Have the other separated jaw there, and then whenever I talk, it looks like I'm like, bark, bark, bark.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Right?
Right? How
That
cool
works.
would that be?
That reminds me though, what if that reminded me, I have an idea. Here's another idea.
Okay.
Switching out, I have in a pocket or some kind of a bandolier, I have expressions from my mouth that I switch out.
Like you
like
just have a
indifferent-
Velcro strip that
Yeah,
you just.
Velcro! Yes! Velcro!
Oh my gosh.
Velcro mouth shapes so that I can just like rip it off, throw in the smile.
Just like I imagine you like in the middle of a conversation, like you've got like the general like smile on,
Yeah.
and then like somebody tells you like some really heartbreaking news, and you're just like you're like holding up a finger, like wait, and then you like dig around in your bandolier,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
and you smack it
up.
on, and then it's just like this like really intense frown, and you're like you have to match your eyes, like
Yeah. Yes. This is perfect. This is a way that you can effectively have a mask, but you can also give the expression that you need.
you
to.
can emote.
Yes.
There's a YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Mikey, Mykeiie.
Mikey, but spelled funny.
Yeah, well, that's what she says. But yeah, she like made a special effects mask, basically, where she took a normal mask, put Velcro on it, and
Yep.
it was like big, fluffy, neon, like spooky bear,
Right.
like a monster
sounds
situation. And yeah, she had it on with Velcro, so she could remove it and put it back on.
You can be like
Yeah.
a money
Yeah.
next, or you can be like, something else, whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
you can be whatever you want to be.
I'm gonna make this mask.
You should.
Ah, by the way, we went to.
I've been to blah, 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 blah.
It's a great restaurant.
Yes. Great food there.
So the Spirit of Halloween, not the one nearest to us, but one a little bit further away. I will not name specific places.
Is that a place?
Spirit Halloween? You've never been to Spirit Halloween?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, we have to go.
Oh,
Why did you just turn the light off?
We are
Because it was getting warm in here,
absolutely
and those-
going.
Is it?
Oh, a little bit.
Oh.
To me.
Oh. Sorry. I completely derailed your story because I was so confused about what was going on.
It's a store that pops up every year around Halloween/September-ish, nice and early.
Oh, it's like a
And
Halloween store.
Yeah.
Okay,
it
but
has,
it's called the Spirit of
costume-
Halloween.
Yes.
Spirit Halloween.
It has
Okay.
costumes and decor and yada yada and all
I
that
gotta
fun
find this
stuff.
place.
Yes.
We'll take you.
We need to
Wow.
go because I was like, holy crap, we need to come here and get a bunch of cheap prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah, for fun. Yes.
Yeah, and do like
Is it open
cool
now?
makeup and
Oh my
stuff.
God, let's go.
Yeah.
It's open. The one that we went to is open. It's been open for like a week, and then they'll usually stay open until like the day before Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why don't they open until after Halloween and then go full on? Although I guess you could just close the stuff up and put it out again next year.
Yeah.
So you can't like do like discount.
I mean, they are
They
already
do
doing
discount.
discounts.
Oh.
Yeah, they this year largely because of
The world.
Right.
But yeah, no.
And
it's
I think
really
they're
cool.
a year-round retailer, like online.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, like that's where I would go to get liquid latex for a long time.
It's so cheap and bad.
It
It's
is.
overpriced. It's so funny.
It is, but like when you don't know and you're
Yeah.
first starting out, like it was a great place to go get it, and like you can get like a bunch of like prosthetics and stuff like that you can just like glue on and paint over.
They're so bad. I want to get a bunch of them and challenge myself artistically to try to make them look good.
Right. What are you looking for?
Yeah, what you looking for?
I was listening to what you were saying, but I was also pulling up.
Were you looking for a pen?
How did you know that?
I mean, it's
The look on your face said, "I need a pen."
Was it the top half or the bottom half?
Well, it was more your shoulders than anything else.
Okay.
You had the "I'm looking for a pen" shoulders.
That's so strange. I was looking exactly for a pen.
why didn't you grab for the kitty paw?
Well, I was, but I didn't want to just grab your stuff without asking.
don't
But I didn't want to
care.
interrupt you.
It's fine. You can have the kitty paw.
You can have
Do you
this
want some
back.
paper?
I was no. So I was looking for because I was looking for I looked up good interview questions
Okay.
just to kind of throw a question out there,
Yeah.
and it was literally interview questions, but I found a good one on here.
Okay.
I like how you're holding the kitty paw like it's going to counsel you.
Either that or you're holding it at a distance like, this is a cat paw. I know it's not a live cat, but it's still a cat paw, which means it's got claws and it could smack me still. Like, there's a fear in how far. And you're holding it so daintily. It's like thumb, forefinger, and index, or middle finger and index finger. And you're just like, ooh, no, keep this very light. Oh, no, away,
This is
away
not
from
mine. I
me.
must be gentle with it.
What's your management style?
What's my management style?
Yes.
Obviously making fun of you until you do stuff.
Very hands-on.
No, I like to be laissez-faire.
Okay. Is it laissez or laissez?
Laissez, laissez.
I say laissez.
It's
I say
laissez.
laissez.
Is it laissez?
Yeah, proper French
Interesting.
is laissez.
Okay,
Oh.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong.
I'm laissez-faire. As long as you get your work done.
It's like parlez-vous.
This is a trap. Oh yeah. This is a trap, by the way. I think this is a trap interview question.
Okay.
What are your pet peeves?
I still thought
This
you
is
were
a
talking
trap.
about the
Pet peeves is a trap. Yeah.
You're like, so is me hiring you. If I ask you your pet peeves, you can easily fall into a trap that is very like am I gonna put you in the situation where everybody's going to annoy you,
Right.
And you're gonna come in one day and just like go nuts. Yeah,
what are my pet peeves? In the workplace specifically?
yeah. But be funny for the podcast.
Oh, darn it.
Don't get too real.
No. Well, I mean, here I actually don't really have many.
Fucking Dave keeps stealing my pudding.
I had my lunch stolen one time at an office.
I'm gonna have to bleep that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm the potty mouth.
I've
okay.
had my lunch stolen.
Literally, when somebody says that, I imagine a literal they're up like this,
like
Yeah.
with a
like an
pot.
actual potty, like a toilet, like shape. Anyways.
I'm a bidet.
You're a bidet, nice.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about I got a used bidet?
You got a used bidet?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's used.
Phoebe from Animal Crossing. No, it was Leo.
Oh,
It was Leo.
I thought you meant in real life. I'm sitting there
Leo was
going like,
dying.
Leo
Leo is a pretentious. He lives in a house that is set up like a classroom. He's pretentious and he's a lion. Okay? And he goes in and he's like the guy that's like, well, actually.
I love that you say he is a lion. Like, that is also
Like-
something negative on his part.
I
Like, how
guess-
dare he choose to be a lion?
Well, I mean,
dare
it's
you.
not really out of all the other creative choices that they've gone with this character. Leo the lion is pretty like it's pretty standard. Like let's be
Everybody's
honest.
got a Leo the lion.
Yeah, like
Do you-
why
do
not
you
make him
feel-
like
Do
an
you
ostrich?
feel personally slighted when a villager decides to move out of your town?
Yes, and one time they said that, and I was like, oh, you want to move out? Fine. Get the heck out. You know what? I'm going to report you and get you out sooner. Go ahead and pack your stuff up and leave. If you don't want to be here, then get out.
Remind me never to let
then
him open an apartment
I
complex.
burn the bridge, and then I move in a penguin. Yeah. So
just
Leo
got a
the lion
kabuki
was
kitty.
sick and dying, right? And he was like, he had the I think had the Rona, I think.
Wait, they
And he
can
was
die in that
compla-
game now?
No, they get sick,
Yeah,
and they
get
mope
sick.
around, and they do it for
you
days.
have to bring them medicine.
So you bring him medicine. So yeah,
they
finally got
really
the
do it
medicine,
for days?
but I couldn't do it. Yeah, mine was 2 days. Because the first day I
I
didn't
guess
realize.
that's technically days.
The first day everything was closed, and I could not get medicine unless
Right.
somebody brought me some. So the next day I went in
I
and
mean,
checked.
you could make it.
I didn't have the stuff to make it at that point.
It's
I
super
think.
easy to shake.
Wait, did I
Always.
not have the stuff to make? I can't remember. It was
Always something.
Anyways, I couldn't. I tried to, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. Anyways,
Right.
so the next day I go and he's still sick. I'm like, oh, this guy's still complaining and walking around. Everybody else is trying to actually get society built out. This guy's just complaining about it.
Do they actually, though? Like, every time I've seen Gray play this game, they don't seem to do any work. You do all the work.
That's if you bring in the lazy people. Like, for example, I have a little hamster called Clay. Now he is very not intelligent, and he's a little bit dumb, but he's adorable.
Yeah.
And he's
I have
so
Punchy the
cute.
cat. He has the same personality.
And they're lazy. They literally sit around and do nothing all day, and they're
They
not
talk to
very.
bugs.
They're not very smart. Yeah.
They talk to the bugs in the floor.
They sometimes will get the
The net?
net out.
Yeah.
And they will miss bugs. They'll just completely just like totally miss the bug. And then they just sit down and they sleep.
Do you know how frustrating it is when you set up like a bridge to be built and you've got the little guy and he's like, I'm accepting donations.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, one of the villagers will come over and they'll donate like 10 bells. And you're like,
It's like 100-something thousand to buy this, and they're doing 10. I just buy them straight out because I accept the fact that
Yeah.
I am the billionaire,
Yeah.
and I am giving to society because I know
getting
they
to
can't.
live out your fantasy.
That's why I like to do this. I like to give to others. But I will tell you this. I put everybody in a very close proximity. There is a block of houses. Meanwhile, I have my huge sprawling yard in the beach. They are literally, their houses are as close as they can be before the game tells you can't.
they're
It's
in
okay.
the slums.
Yeah, they are literally in a slum.
Can I
Except for Clay, because he's adorable. He has a house across the river, and he's got a pretty good yard, and I gave him some feng shui out there.
I
Okay.
treat Punchy special too.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
don't know it because they're not
I-
sentient. But we were talking about this because Leo was sick, so I gave him. This comes back to the bidet.
Yes.
You are still gesticulating with this
I
little
had
tiny
this pencil.
cat paw.
This
Your
cat paw.
professor time is coming back.
Yes.
Like,
So I gave him. I saved his life. So he's fine now. He's like, let me give you this gift, and I'm like, cool. Maybe he'll give me something neat. He gave me a bidet. It was used. He gave me a used bidet, which is gross. After I saved his life, do you know what happened? I walked out of his house. And Phoebe, who's a bird, who I don't particularly like, was walking by, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I got a gift for you." So I gave her the bidet.
So it's a
I
twice
re-gifted.
used.
Yeah, it's
bidet.
I didn't use it.
Between
Between getting it, I didn't like put it down and be like, "Can I test it out before I walk out?" I didn't test drive the bidet.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I gave it away because I didn't want to use bidet. I want a brand new bidet.
Right.
No offense to anybody's butt, but I don't want your butt on my bidet. Although, if I did get a bidet and I had a guest bathroom, I don't know if I might give the guest bathroom bidet, but I would need my own bathroom with my own bidet. Like I feel weird about having somebody else use it, but then I don't really know. Is that cool? Like I don't know. It feels like it's kind of weird. But then you have a toilet anyways. Everybody else is using.
I long for the day that we have fans who take quotes of what we say
That
on
has
this
me-
podcast and make like inspirational posters.
Right. That'd be great.
I would love that. So that was one of your pet peeves. You getting a used bidet is my pet peeve.
Can I jump off for just 1 second and go back to villagers that you hate?
Yes.
Yes. So can I tell you what the Inevitable Grey did to one of the villagers that they hated?
I don't recall.
Do you
Which
remember
one?
Apple?
Oh, yes.
So the first time I knew that you could,
Freaking Apple.
the first time that I knew that you could like have a villager that like, because I don't play, like I would love to, but it's never grabbed me, Animal Crossing.
Right.
But I come out into the living room and
Look, hold on. A little bit of context. In general, I do not dislike Apple. Apple's pretty cute. Cute little pinkish red little hamster dude.
This is how I was introduced to Apple. I come out into the living room. The Inevitable Grey is sitting on the couch playing the game up on the big TV, and just goes, "Freaking Apple!" And I go, "What?" And they're like, "I just had a villager move out who I didn't want them to leave, but I don't want to keep them."
I had never played Animal Crossing before, and I didn't know
That they could move out?
they would move out.
And there was a
And
villager.
I felt so sad, and I was like, okay, I guess
Is
you
it-
don't
is
like
it like-
it here. You can leave.
And then, like, before, like, they could, like, woo the next person to come in, Apple just shows up and
I
takes the
was
place.
still mourning.
And just,
They just come
is-
right in?
Yeah, and it's just like, this freaking hamster, except not with the word frickin'. It was much more, but, and for the next, like, 3 weeks,
Yeah.
it,
Everything was Apple's
great,
fault.
yeah, and the Inevitable Grey is sitting there torturing this hamster.
Nice.
By
Did you isolate Apple on like an island? all by themselves?
no. Dug a pit
no.
for their house so that when Apple walked out, they walked right into a wall of dirt and couldn't get out. And then one
That's
day,
amazing.
and then like 3 hours later, after I
was
find
near-
this out,
That was near the end of their time being there, and I was rearranging my island, and I was just sick of having to like worry
Look
about
at
stuff.
Apple?
No,
Right.
I was sick of sick of Apple being in the way, but I didn't have enough money, and you can only move one house at a time
Yep.
every freaking day.
Yep.
So I just built around them.
and like 3 hours later, like they're sitting there and they're like, now Apple can't get in the way. Now Apple can't do anything. Like Apple's stuck. Like 3 hours later, I come back out of the office and how did Apple get out? Because he's walking around. He's like, hi. This cute little hamster just like, how are you? And then like just graze it and they're like, I fucking hate you, you
Doesn't
stupid
help
little.
that Apple, like all of the Animal Crossing like character archetypes are kind of cute when you're like feeling good about them.
Right.
But the second you have a grievance with one of them, they become the most annoying little craps
Oh yeah.
on the planet.
That was Leo for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and like Apple is the one they have like the I'm a pop star personality.
Oh,
where they're
God.
like, I'm famous or
Yep.
I'm gonna be famous. I was just like,
I have one of those.
I hate you.
Yep. I have one of those. I kicked them out.
Yeah, I have had. Okay, so after Apple moved out, I was like, okay, cool.
Did Apple move out or get kicked out?
Apple moved out because I can't seem to get anybody to leave when I want them to leave.
Oh, okay.
Well, Apple left, and then I was looking for people to let move in or whatever, and then I guess my friend Kennedy's island gave up this person or whatever, and
Yeah.
they moved in
Oh.
just like freaking Apple did.
No warning.
And I cannot get rid of him.
Nice.
It's Huck, the little gray frog, and he's got this stupid squiggly little. I hate him so much. He's still there. He won't leave. I hit him with a net every day, which
You-
is supposed to make him leave.
Wait, you can hit them with a net to make them leave?
Yeah.
It's
How
supposed
did
to
I know
work,
that and you didn't?
but it doesn't work.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna start smacking people with nets.
You're supposed to smack them with the net until they get the little sad squiggly lines over their heads and they're mad at you.
Oh.
And apparently if you do that and then you don't talk to them, eventually
leave.
they'll leave, but he hasn't left. It's been months.
Wow. That's dedication.
He won't go away.
Sorry.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night and like for some reason Gray can't sleep and they're playing Animal Crossing and they'll just be like, stupid frog. Like I won't process it right away and then I'll like wake up the next morning I'm like, were you complaining about a frog? Like,
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
dead.
Okay. When can you start?
When can I start?
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay. Are you willing to relocate?
Yes.
Okay, now the question that we're actually was getting to, but I was warming you up was,
Okay.
and this is on the interview question, sell me this pen.
Oh, cool. I want you to Can you write something down for me?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do you want me to actually write something
Yeah.
down?
Can you write down like an address for me?
Can I write down an address?
Yeah.
I don't have anything to write anything with.
Cool. I've got one for sale.
Wow.
There you go. Supply and demand.
What if we were in an interview and I is at my desk and I did have something?
But that's all you need to do is you create supply.
But
and
what if
demand.
What if I didn't have the
No,
demand?
Jack doesn't work in what ifs. Jack
Oh.
only works in I had this
Have you
clever
never
idea
seen
and
The
therefore
Wolf of
I am
Wall Street?
smart.
But that works now. But what if I did have pens and things?
Then Jack wouldn't get the job.
No, but have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street? They literally do that in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Right, but
Like that's all it takes.
There's
Somehow
pens.
that's so much worse.
I know.
there's
Like
pens.
you sound like such a jerk, and the fact that you got it from a jerky guy in a
Oh, well, no.
jerky movie.
The guy who does that isn't jerky. The guy who does that actually is pretty okay in comparison to all the rest of them.
Yeah, that's what I want on my list of accolades. Pretty okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just creating supply and demand, and like that's the whole thing. Like the Jordan Belfort, like the end of the movie, he literally asks people to do that, and like everybody's starting to stammer.
I suppose you could take their pens away. You
I
could be
mean,
like,
well,
just
okay,
like gather all the pens up.
Well, but that's
Weirdly, they're like, "Excuse me, hold on a second. I'm just grabbing your pens. Okay,
sorry,
you got any more
is
pens
part
in
of
there?
This is part of. Just trust me. Just trust
This is
me.
all part of it.
the idea is that you literally take it and you get it down to its simplest thing.
No,
Like,
I
you
get
need a
it.
pen.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
no, we get it. We're just.
I'm just saying, what if I had a desk full of pens?
Well, then you break the cycle, and cool, I don't want your job.
You're smarter than me, and therefore I do not want to work for you.
You know what you should do in an interview?
What's that?
But nobody probably has done this.
What's
if
that?
they give you a water, a glass for water, and they give you a pitcher with water, you fill it, and then you overfill it, and then the guy's like, or the person's like, you must be really nervous because you just overfilled that, and you're like, no, I just like to give 110%
I'm an overachiever.
to everything, and then they're like, whoa, and then everybody clapped.
There's a room full, like a wall just opens up, and like there's this like audience, like studio audience, and just.
Yep.
Oh my God, you did it!
I'm
Yep.
in this group on Facebook called "That Didn't Happen So Hard." It made things that happened unhappen,
Yep.
or something like that.
Oh, you've accused me of having stories that belong on there. I remember that.
That's every week we talk about stuff. We're like, that never happened. They're like, I did all the voices in McDonald's. I was like, that didn't happen.
Wait, in what? In McDonald's?
I don't know. I just
McDonald's? Wait, I'm confused.
It's the McDonald's episode.
No, the episode title for this one is A Twice Used Bidet.
Oh, gross.
What are you really good at, but you've never not that you don't want to do anymore?
What am I really good at that I don't want to do anymore?
Yeah. And actually, both of you can answer. I just
Yeah.
happen to be facing you. Listen, I want you to know that I am including you. It's just that I'm happen to be at an angle that looks like I'm not like cutting you out.
Honestly, the way that I view this is like you guys. I'm the audience, and I just happen to have a mic on me because watching you two is just pure.
Oh, we just got a chef's kiss.
Well, but you are definitely allowed to answer. I just want you to know this. I don't think that you're below me. I don't think anybody's below me. I think I'm the lowest.
I mean, if I am now.
Physically, to be fair, you are shorter than
I am
me.
very small.
But
I'm a
if
very
I was
small
to
human.
duck, I could get down. But I don't know if you could duck lower than me. Do you think you could duck lower than me?
I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
This might be a challenge for later.
I just remembered I want to get leather pants for a YouTube thing. Anyways, don't let me forget this. Leather pants. Okay, go ahead.
You want to pull a Ross?
I want you. Yes, I want you to tell me something that you're good at, but you don't want to do anymore. Or if you can come up with something. If you don't have anything, that's fine. I put you on the spot,
I'm
Yeah.
really good at customer service.
but you don't want to do it.
No.
It's
yeah.
interesting. You're introverted, right? Like me,
Oh yeah.
but you're really good at it.
Yeah.
but you don't want to do it. See, I'm not good at customer service. But like,
It's
why are
because
you so dumb? Not you, the person.
It's because I have a fawning reaction. That's a psychological term for it. I don't know how else to boil it down, but basically the fawning reaction is that in order to avoid things that you don't like, you make things as pleasant as possible for the other person.
Oh, okay.
So when I don't enjoy a conversation, I try to just be like overly pleasing and stuff. So the person will be like, okay, cool, I've gotten what I want out of this interaction. Goodbye.
Interesting.
I would actually, I'd say the same thing because like I'm also like really good at customer service as far as like I can, like when I was working retail and stuff like that was just like it's like you have to put it on.
Is your jelly bean cheeks too?
Yes, but like and you just you have to like be on and like to sell stuff and everything, and I hate it so much, but I am decent at it.
Although I
Right.
will say, as I have gotten older, I think I'm significantly less good at it. Like approaching 30, I've reached a point where like my patience for that fawning reaction that I have in myself is absolutely null, and I am immediately the first person to be like, F that.
You're very cynical
Goodbye.
the older you get.
Yeah, and like when like
I don't have the energy to expend on making other people
Yeah,
happy.
when
I saw a book that, by the way, that I think the title was "Success is 90% spite." Success is 90% spite.
I hate you so much that I want you to go away, scam callers. I've gotten like 4 of them this morning. Yeah, no, like when I was in front of customers, you would think I was like the happiest person in the world, but then
Yep.
like I'd go into the back room with like my coworkers, and it would just be a tirade of like expletive deletes.
So you're like, yes, sir or madam, I will get that for you. I will make sure that you're fine. Let me
Yep.
go ahead. I sound very patronizing
I'll-
right now, but I'd be like, yeah, smile. I put Velcro up, smile face on. Yes, I will go ahead and get that, no matter what it takes. I walk in the back and I hit, open the door and I'd be like, what is this person? I can't handle these customers.
Yeah, they'd like walk out the door, and like as soon as they're without it earshot, because we kept our doors open.
Yeah.
And it would just be like, mother.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a kind of sad story, but also like really funny if you remove yourself from the sad part of it? Oh, I get the kitty paw.
Yeah.
I get the kitty paw. I get
That's
to
the storyteller's
gesticulate.
paw.
Okay, so when I first moved to Washington,
Mm-hmm.
right? I made sure before I moved here that I had a job lined up, basically.
Yep.
Right? Because I didn't
Smart.
know anyone here except for one person. They were someone I went to high school with.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know if that's going to pan out. I need to get
gotta
my
have
crap
options.
together. Yeah.
Right.
And I went through training, everything. I was great, did a really good job. And then the first day that I was legitimately in front of the customers, I was sitting at the register. I took care of this person, did all their stuff for them, and then I just slowly turned around, walked into the back room, and the place that I worked at, which is now closed, I think, was Tully's.
Yeah.
And they
What's
would
that?
get these.
It's a coffee place.
It was a
Okay.
coffee place.
We've talked about it on
Oh,
the show
right,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have bad memory with
It's
names.
okay. It's all good.
I'm good with faces. If I saw Tully's face, I'd be like, yes.
Tully, tweet us a picture.
But so basically, they would get these fresh baked goods every morning
Yep.
from local bakeries, yada yada. They were actually really good. But they would come like sealed in special stuff for sanitary reasons, and then at the end of the day, they had to get rid of them. And they would usually go to like food banks and stuff or whatever
Sure.
it was.
Yeah,
and
they
they'd
were pretty
sort
good
it
about
out.
stuff
Yada
like that,
yada
yeah.
yada. Right? I remember I turned very slowly away from the cash register. Walked into the back room, sat down at a table covered in single wrapped bagels, like literally tall enough to hide behind.
Right.
And then I just laid my head down in the bagels and cried.
Wow.
But it's just,
Crying in the bagels. Single wrap bagels. So it was sanitary.
yeah, it was sanitary. I didn't
None of the
get any
salty
of my
tears
gross plebeian tears on
There
the.
are salt bagels.
You just made the bagels extra salty.
That seems like something. It seems like you know how people are like the greatest hunter. People like hunting other people, or there's like these people who have these really weird, like they eat live squid or something like that. So they have these strange. They have these strange needs to get like the the thing that nobody can get, or like I might die eating this or something, those kind of things. I imagine that those people also wake up and have salt bagels, but they have somebody whose job it is to cry on their bagels so that they can have salty bagels, but from the tears of somebody they have working for them.
So I laughed extra hard at your little dig at Jack because I was literally in the process of making a dig at Jack as well and being like, not embellishing this.
Right.
But my boss at the time was like, you can take those home if you want.
I'm crying on them because I want them.
I've claimed them with my sadness.
By the way, I do embellish on occasion. I want to address this, but everything is based in fact.
Based.
Are you a leader or a follower?
Both.
Okay.
I think if you want to be a good leader, you have to be a great follower.
That's a great answer. Wow. What is your favorite website?
I
want to know the one that you can talk about publicly.
No, I wanted to say something because it was like, this is also the lewd episode. I just wanted to like blurt out like something, but no, if I have to choose a favorite website, well, the one I go to most often is YouTube. But I think if I really had to pick a favorite, it's probably like B&H Camera because it's got like great like products and stuff like that. And
You can window shop.
Yeah.
And just see what's out there.
Yeah, and it helps me stay on top of like pricing for what the latest gear is and stuff. And it always leads me down a rabbit hole of like finding out new gear.
Yep.
And that's the same thing with YouTube is I always am ingesting new content with YouTube and I'm constantly learning new things. Like if I set out to look at like a camera, I will inevitably also be learning about lights and things like that. Like I will find...
There's learning about more things.
Yeah.
That's a good quality in a person I am looking to hire for my business.
Well, I'm
Always bettering yourself. Professional development.
Yeah. Well, I also believe that if you're going to be in an
You look
industry
so
like,
pleased with yourself.
No,
when
no,
I
God.
said that, you had this pleased look. You're like, oh, well, yeah. I guess,
Darkosto's gonna hire me. I believe that if you're gonna be in an industry like ours or a creative industry, like you never are gonna know everything. You should always be learning. You should always be trying to find something and innovating, because you can have a style. Like and that is wonderful, but you should always be looking to like how can I make my style better? How can I express myself in a better way?
Yep.
Do you guys remember in the early aughts of the internet when people would actually go to other websites? Like not just the same three?
Oh yeah, like you
You had
actually
to, yeah.
surfed the web and explored,
Yeah.
Right.
not just I'm gonna veg out in front of this for 3
I
hours.
do. I watch a lot of YouTube.
I do too. That's like what
Just
we watch
hang on
every
there.
night. Yeah.
That's where my content is consumed the most from.
Yeah.
I don't watch live streams.
yeah.
Maybe because I don't have the time to jump in and watch that long of a thing. So usually I'm watching like 20 or 30 minute. Although sometimes I watch a 50-minute like review of something, a movie or a game.
Right.
But because it's 50 minutes, I can get it all right there, then and there, and not have to kind of come back to it. So it's
Right.
funny that I'm not a big live stream watcher, but I'm a live streamer.
Well,
But it's because I just don't have the time to throw something up. And like I want to get some information. Like yesterday, I learned about the stretching elevator at the haunted mansion in Disneyland. But it was like a 30-minute thing maybe, and I like learned about that thing, and I was done
Right.
with it, and then I was able to kind of like go to sleep.
yeah. I mean, I think it's one thing. Like, I mean, most of the time, most people don't really watch live streams, as far as I know. Like, they'll tune
They'll
in.
have it in the background. There are
Yeah.
people. There are a lot of people who do sit there and they will interact with the whole time.
Right.
But that's not probably the majority.
Yeah,
But those are the people that are great in that they keep it going.
They keep
in
the
terms
momentum
of-
up, yeah.
They keep the momentum of the conversation up a lot, or they help kind of push things along, or
Right.
help keep things
So there's never a
more
dead
interesting.
moment, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like people who keep it in the background, or the lurkers and things like people who don't talk, are definitely
Yeah.
like a backbone of it.
Right.
Because they're the ones that are helping support by keeping the views at a point where you can do this and whatnot, or people who are just like in the background, kind of like supporting, but
Right.
they're not talking. But there's like everybody has like this really interesting role.
Right, and I feel like most of the time, like it is most people like lurk and then they pop in for like 20, 30-minute chunks
Yeah.
and or like an hour at like a peak viewing time. But and then like I'm sure there are people who just like constantly that's what they do. That's just their whole
There are
thing.
people that they do that.
Yeah,
they'll-
and
yeah.
there's like and I think that's really cool that they have that. But I think most people are kind of like I can't.
It's less about the. I think it's sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do this all the time.
That should. That should be the name. That should really be the name of our show. Is wait.
Made this
But-
like I said this. I do this all the time, and Inevitable Grey goes.
just
Wait.
nods.
I thought you were going somewhere else with it. I was actually gonna say,
I'm so sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. No, I actually thought you were gonna say something else.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I sincerely struggle with watching live streams because I feel like social anxiety that if I'm not talking to the person, I feel like a bad person.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Like,
You're-
especially if the chat's not doing anything.
Yep.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
what you mean because I have been in live streams where I was the only person there or I was one of a few and people would talk directly to me. So then I feel like I'm obligated to talk.
To respond.
And
Yeah.
if I and sometimes, and I may be a bad person, but sometimes I don't want the responsibility of doing that because generally I'm very impulsive and I will just get up and walk away. But then I think about how that person is maybe talking to me. So if I do go to a stream, I sometimes won't say hello or I avoid some of those situations because I don't always have the time or I don't have the need of
No, I get
being
that.
responsible for that, which may make me a bad person, but
No.
I'm like constantly up doing 1,000 things.
Yeah, I'm that way. I'm that way when I watch a stream most of the time. Like I'll interact in small bursts if the
Right.
chat's going crazy. But yeah, no, I'm the same way. It's like I might have to leave in like 5 minutes because most of the time when I have a stream on, it's in the background while I'm working.
Yep.
I
And it's-
stress so hard when I say goodbye. I still sit there for like 10 minutes worried that I mostly watch your guys' streams because like otherwise I tend to avoid it because of these reasons.
Right.
Right.
But if I say goodbye to you guys, I am probably still there 10 minutes later because I am like petrified and scared that you will see my comment 10 minutes later and try to say something to me.
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah.
And I'll
little
miss
buffer
it,
time.
and I'll feel
Yeah.
like such a jerk.
I'll miss people saying goodbye, and then I'll realize it, and I'll be like, oh no, they're probably gone, and I
Right.
wanted to say goodbye. I've woken up in the middle of the night, and I was like, the previous day, oh, so-and-so said hello to me today, and I didn't say hello back. And it makes
Oh,
me
no.
feel even more worse when I know it's
Yeah.
somebody who's been around for a very long time.
Right.
Because they come and they say hello a bunch, or, and I'll be like, oh, I just remembered, because I'll read it, but I'll be in the middle of a thought. And
Right.
I'm like, okay, I want to finish this thought really fast, and then I'll say hello, because I'm really bad about being in the middle of a thought and then going a different direction, and then I'll not have a cohesive thought.
So this show.
Yeah, so it's like this show is based around that idea.
Yeah, basically, because we're both pretty bad about that. Actually, yeah.
So my finger has been pointing at my head for like 2 minutes now.
It has.
So,
I'm actually impressed
do this.
at your like strength to just keep your arm up for that long.
I'll put my finger up like I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I'll like do this.
Yeah.
Because I know that might remind. I'll like pinch my finger, or I'll make a weird like hand gesture, and I'll hold it. I'll freeze it because I know that might
Spur.
remind me of the thing that I always needed to go back to. So I'm like, yeah, all right, one of the questions in here, how would you fire someone? I'm like, well, I would fire somebody obviously by, and then and somebody says hello, and I'm like, pinch my finger, hold it. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going, so-and-so? I'm doing really well. And then I'm like, oh, firing somebody. So anyways, I'll
You're
look at
literally
the
like
finger.
pinching the thought, and you're holding it.
Yeah.
You're holding onto that thought.
That's why I was pointing my head like this, because I was like, I need to remember the thing. And then, but by the way, whatever I was pointing my head at, I forgot because we've gone out on 3 different thoughts since then. So now I forgot. So yeah, because I took my finger off my head.
You did.
So my whole thing is I'm so intensely impulsive,
Yes.
and this is why I struggle with the thought of taking ADHD medicine, because I personally feel like my fun and excitement is because I'm impulsive. Although I say this to people, I said this to Inevitable Grey 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was talking about taking some medication or something like that to help me get work done better. Because I've been talking to my doctor about it. And I was like, I'm very worried that if I take it during my streams or during these days, I won't be funny. Because I think the impulsiveness is a wacky trait. And then I thought about this. This is how bad of as I'll think about conversations, like more than I need to.
The intensity.
You didn't.
Oh, it's yelling at us.
No, we have 10 minutes.
You didn't. Is it doing?
Oh, no. That's the GoPro turning off. The battery died.
Oh. So you didn't think probably anything of it. Maybe you did. I'm not going to put words in your brain. But maybe you didn't. So let's say you didn't.
I don't remember
Right.
any
You
of
don't even
this.
remember. Don't even remember. I remember.
I
Like, I
remember.
remember
My
talking to
thought-
you about it, but I
Right.
don't remember anything I said.
This is how my brain works. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Days later, this is 2 weeks later now, I'm still thinking that when I said that, Inevitable Grey was like, in the back of your mind, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's kind of annoying. And I'm like, because it's so impulsive, like all over the place. I'm like interrupting your conversations.
No.
I'm like, wacky. Meanwhile, you have no thoughts. You're just like, yeah, it's silly. It works or whatever you thought. I'm not going to put words in your brain, but I'm just saying I thought way worse of it than you could have, and that's what I go through on a daily basis.
If it helps at all for the future of our friendship, relationship, whatever, for the rest of our lives, know that my no energy to put up fronts as far as like customer service and dealing with other people extends to my actual friends as well.
Yep.
It's true.
So
It's okay. You don't have to explain. I understand.
No. To help your soul in the future, just remember, I don't have the energy to lie or conceal things from you. So if I thought you were annoying, I would have probably
They would
told
tell
you.
you. Yeah.
I would have probably been like, yeah, you're a little much, but you're not.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm certain.
I need constant. What's the word I'm looking for?
Reassurance?
Reassurance and reinforcement.
You match the energy of one of my closest friends like to a T, and I love them. I love them so much.
So therefore, I am loved.
Yes.
Nice.
You
Okay.
are loved.
You
you.
are. Aw.
You guys like just looked at each other with this like, oh, this look. Yeah. You just turned and looked. Okay.
Because we both looked at each other, and I know in that moment we both go, we love our friend. Yeah. It's.
What questions haven't I asked you?
Well, first of all, my name.
It's sometimes because of the way that your energy works and flows, sometimes if we do something like heartfelt like that or whatever, you hop away from it so fast and
Yep.
it's almost like you're like, nope, don't want to feel things. Bye.
Right. I'm moving on. I'm moving. There's a train. We're on a train down the tracks.
Down the tracks we go.
There's no moments. There's no down moments. You know why? Because this is an action-packed podcast. There's no down moments. We don't feel anything. We just go.
We're
questions?
a bullet train.
What questions?
Straight. You haven't asked
This
us
is
our
a bad
names.
one. I've been asked this in an interview, and I did not. I was bad about my first couple of interviews because I didn't look up and study how to be in an interview. I just
I've never
went.
done that, actually.
It's good to do these things. Actually, it's very good to do these things because it's just good to be prepared. Because interviewing is not always necessarily that you are qualified. Qualifications will get you there,
Right.
and it will be great as you know, obviously for your foundation. But the interviewing skills are so important that this is why it's a whole industry. This is a whole thing.
That's true. But I've just.
Going in and making a great impression, but also like this is actually a good question. Like they'll ask in ways like, well, there's two kind of variants of this. What questions haven't I asked you? Like, you know, what do you want to follow up on?
Right.
And I sat there my first interview and it's so awkward, and I was just like, and I'm trying to think of something where I should have had something prepared.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't think I have anything. And I felt so bad about that. Like I was going home and I was like, I should have had something.
Right.
I will say they probably didn't care as much as you thought they did.
I think it was probably neutral. But if you
Right.
did have something to follow up with that was good or clever, they probably would have been like, oh
would've-
yeah.
Yeah, it probably would have left
I
something.
usually end up saying, like, in regards to that, I was like, oh, is there anything that you can think of that we haven't covered or that, you know, anything extra you want? I always bring up, like, something I notice about the person first, because it gives me a chance to think. The first thing I'll do is one of the first things I do when I went into interviews is I look around the room and I look at what the person's wearing. I look at what's on their desk if we're in that sort of situation, and I try to find something and I'll hold on to that so I could be like, oh, let's say, this is a bad example, but if they have a photo of their family on the desk, I'll be like, oh, like how long have you been married, or how old are your kids? And it's a way to
psychologically manipulate them
a little bit. Yeah. No, well, it makes me seem instantly like I care.
No, you're
which
very
I
personable.
do. Yeah.
It's personable because you're actually. I'm not coming in here to get a job. You are, but you are very involved in the social and the society of the job.
Right. I want you to know that I am going to make myself like a part of this. Like, I want you to know that if I'm going here, if I'm even applying for your job, it's because I think I can fit in where you are. Right. And I think I can bring something to what bring something to the table.
You're able to fill the gap that they need.
And that I can do it in a way that is friendly and charismatic and not...
You're not just going in to clock in, get your check, and leave.
No, I'm going to make myself a part of the community that you have built.
Right.
And if I can bring something good to that, then yes.
There you go. And then there's always the, what questions do you have for me?
How much does it pay?
That's always like a taboo in this country, isn't it? To not talk about money.
Yeah.
I like to talk about money.
Obviously, we talked about it earlier.
We talk about money a lot.
We do.
I don't have like an issue with it. Although there are some, like, sometimes I just try to keep certain things private. But if like in the conversation, like if you ask me, I willingly told you information because it doesn't bother me.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like, yo, I make this much or something like that, or like I make more than you or something like that. Like it's less of that, but it's more just like kind of open conversation.
Well, and I think we should be that way.
Just like some people don't want to. They frown on talking about it. And it's like,
yeah, I think that's wrong. I think honestly, like it's like people. Or I feel like companies have made it taboo to talk about your salary because it creates a division there that.
Because if you and I have the same job and we're the same experience, you're making more than me, then I'll be upset. Then suddenly I'm
I think we should be open to talking about our salaries or how much we make, because we could sit there and go like, well, wait a minute, why are you making less and we're doing the same job?
Yep.
And we can point out like inequities, and we can point out like gaps that, sometimes maybe it is an honest mistake. Like, oh, we know that this person's been working here for 5 years, so they're making more because they've had raises, but it took them longer to get to this position where we're starting this person out. Maybe there is something, there's a reason, but a lot of times maybe there's not.
That's why a lot of jobs, like when I was a teacher, there's a pay scale, and then you could figure out from there. And if you did extras like sports or something like that,
right,
you would even get a stipend.
Right,
it was pretty. Everybody was on the same scale, so there was never really thing.
Yeah.
Like if I want to know how much you made, I just looked it up.
Looked at the scale, yeah. But I think honestly, personally, I think everybody should be able to talk about like how much they make, and like, it shouldn't be a taboo thing. I mean, it's just like religion and politics. They always say you never talk about those. Well, I think you should be able to talk about those in a healthy and respectful way. It doesn't have to get snippy or divisive. You need to be taught that you can have conversations in a positive way. You may disagree, and it may lead to an argument, but you need to be okay with that, not just we can't talk about it.
I do this on my stream because it does keep some of these. We'll try to keep away from certain topics or whatnot.
Oh, there's a time and a place,
right.
yeah. But
but I was just going to elaborate on. So we don't talk about those things, but yes. I do agree that there is a lot of discourse that comes with those, and it's immediately just like there's like the society that we have that's immediately just
built
like
to butt heads.
Yeah. And it's like I don't want that like argument back and forth, so we try to keep out of that stuff. But I do think, and we have like a minute, and I could go into this for like an hour. We do have this thing though where it is okay if you are on one side and I'm on another side, especially with politics, that we could have a conversation. You might get a little bit upset because you firmly believe or are passionate about something.
Right.
But there seems to be this issue with just having a discussion. Like it's almost like having just a cool, respectful discussion back and forth is actually almost frowned upon.
It's
like we have to have a division.
Yeah.
It's like, but we don't.
You don't. No, I mean, there's certain things that, like are right and wrong, obviously. But like when it comes to like the basics of what you believe. You should be able to have a discourse,
Right.
you know, at least when it comes to something. Some things, like I said, are just plain and simple, that's wrong or that's, you know, not okay. But
I think part of the reason why people avoid those conversations, though, as well, is because if you respect a person, you really don't want to find out that they think child trafficking is okay.
Oh, like yeah, I get that. Yep, yep.
yeah,
Right?
you don't want to find, if you like somebody, you don't want to find out that they're secretly whatever,
Yep.
you know.
Or not so secretly.
Well, imaginary friend Jack and the inevitable Gray.
Yeah.
Thank you for your interview. I appreciate that. You've answered my questions all very thoroughly, and we will give you. Well, I guess that means that you're fired.
Ah, darn. Well, that is the end of our time.
I'll give you a call
Yeah?
and let you know how it turns out.
Okay. Awesome. I hope to hear back from you. And that would be my secret cue to, like, if I don't hear back from in a week, I need to be sending a follow-up email.
Yes.
Yes.
To this email that exists.
Yes.
Here it is. I'm handing it to you.
It's theroasto@gmail.com.
There it is.
Which you can send your questions and find out if you got hired. And
I left my phone at home. What do I do?
you left your phone at home. Well, we have tons of computers around. We're recording on a computer. You can send an email from there.
What does it feel like to not have a phone on you?
Pretty whatever. I, from the age 20 to 23, I think,
Yep.
didn't have a cell phone at all.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Discussion for next time. But before we go,
Nice.
before we go, as
Put that
always,
away.
Shut up.
no. Before we go, like always, I want to end on a very positive note. So, what's something awesome going on in your world?
Did you
Or just
just
something good?
cough on the floor?
No, I did like a real serious like
Dab? And it
Went
ended in a
far
cough.
down. I bent down. I put my arm up in the air, and I put my face into my jacket elbow
And your elbow into
Pit.
your knee,
elbow pit,
elbow pit.
Elbow pit. Okay.
and I coughed into it.
I don't think people dab anymore.
They do sometimes.
Well, I've never dabbed.
I ironically dabbed.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I
Did
sound
do
like
it right?
I sound weird, like fellow
You sound like a
kids.
dad. like,
I
I only
ironically-
ironically dab just to make my kids mad. But you don't like kids, so
I'm
there we
dead.
go.
I hate children. Anyways, I
What
will
is-
say my positive thing is I don't have kids currently. And I feel good about that. What did you do or have happen to you?
I got to take over your stream for like 5 minutes the other
That's
day.
true.
And I got called the new dad. And actually, no, that's not my positive thing. That was really fun. But my positive thing is that
You hear that, children? New dad doesn't love you as much as you thought.
No, I love you all. I think you're amazing. I just don't want to take over Darkosto's stream because
Doesn't
I just don't want to be your dad.
No, I want you to be. I want to be your dad on my channel.
Wow, now he's trying to steal the views.
Poaching!
No.
Poacher!
Oh my God! No matter what I do. But no, what I was gonna say is actually I have started streaming and I have gotten kind of my first reoccurring viewer.
Nice.
Who is we've had some really good discussions and apparently I've taught a few things.
Very nice.
And the really cool thing is I was doing a drawing stream the other day and he asked me what tablet I was using and I went through it and was like, hey, here's some basics and stuff. And like a couple days later he's like, I got the tablet. And I was like,
Nice.
really? Oh, that's awesome. And then he sent me some of the work that he'd already started.
Yep.
And he's like, do you mind just like looking at this real quick? And we looked at it on stream and I was just like giddy for like an hour because I was like, this is so cool. Like it was a nice affirmation to be like, I did what I set out to do. Like, I don't care about like if I get like however many views or whatever. Like that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I feel like there's a barrier to what I do as far as work.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping that goes on and I don't like that. And I feel like information like this should be out there. And if I can start this up and just do what I do and people ask questions and I can teach and I can help remove some of those barriers, then I'm going to. And so it was a very positive moment to say like, I am doing what I set out to do. And if this is all it ever is, then I'm happy with that.
Wow.
So it was a really cool moment because I mean, I don't ever think streaming or anything will be my life like goal. Like it's not going to be my career just because it's not who I am.
Right.
I have my job. This is a nice, fun side thing, and I get to luckily do my job on it. But it was just
Mind you, Jack would love to be famous. And
Oh no,
just,
I would.
like-
I would. I would absolutely love it. And I am a total ham, if you can't tell by this show and any time I'm on camera. But no, it was just a really nice moment, and I was really happy for, like I said, I was beaming for like an hour, and it got me through the rest of that day. And
Very nice.
yeah, what
feelings.
Yes.
What did you have happen to you?
The Inevitable Grey.
Nothing really happened. I live a very sequestered life. However, the nice thing for me is that every day I am like this much closer to actually making things that I am willing to show to people,
Nice.
if that
cool.
makes sense.
You're making progress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're building up to where you want to be.
You should always measure progress from yourself and not based on other people. And if you're
I agree.
making progress at all based on what you had done before, then you're doing a good job.
I think that's a
Thank
really
you,
good-
Teacher Darko.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This has been The Roasto with myself, Imaginary Friend Jack, with the one and only master of mod packs, the streamer extraordinaire, Darkosto, and the creator supreme, the fantastic, the Inevitable Grey. Any last thoughts before we head out, guys?
I don't want to have one of my eyes poked out. That is a fear that I have. And I strongly go about my day worried about this, that I may have an eye poked out. And it drives my day in how I interact with things. And when I got glasses, it made me happy because I thought that was a smaller chance to not have them poked out.
I know what to get you for Christmas now.
Yep.
And
with-
goggles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Again, if you have questions, you can send them to theroasto@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Please make sure that you, if you're watching this on YouTube, you give us a like and, just let us know because that's how we are, we can kind of see how our community is getting involved. And, that reminds me, I do have a challenge for everybody. I think, we can discuss this a little more later and make it official, but I would like to issue a challenge. If we can get 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube page by January 1st, so it's the end of the year. I think
Yep.
that's very possible. Maybe we can actually do a special live episode
Nice.
of the Roasto, and we can rig it up in the studio. And I know the Inevitable Grey, you're not super cool about being on camera, but we can rig it up to where you are like we're just showing your hands like
Gonna
you
put a
would
box on your head?
we'll do something. We'll make it fun. But I think
That would be fun.
I don't want to do.
Not because I want you to put something on top of your head, but just because it'd be hilarious. Like, who is this box person?
Yeah.
Why is there a box person? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I want to know that the audience is there and it's something that they want
Sure.
before we do it because
sure.
this is a lot of work to do. I mean, we do this.
Oh my God,
every
it's so much work.
for but like it's time and it's
My barista made my coffee wrong. Sitting is hard.
all right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Would you ever lie for a company?
Would you always do this? Just say goodbye.
I would lie for a company. I would lie. I would be bad at it, but I would maybe. I would feel bad.
Goodbye, Darko.
I would not lie for a company.
Okay, I say I would like I'm a big tough guy. I would. You're right. All right, goodbye.